Hi guys, I'm Lori Vitale. On this episode of Lori in the Kitchen, I want to show you how I like to make a raspberry clafouti. It's so good. It's classically a very fancy dessert, if you will, but it really isn't. The batter, to me anyway, is very similar to like a Dutch baby, if you've ever had that. It's like kind of like pancake that you bake in the oven, it puffs up. It's kind of like that, except the interior is a little more gooey, and it's awesome. And traditionally it's made with cherries, which I love to do as well, but since raspberries are here and they're just gorgeously plump and delicious and sweet, I decided to do it with them today. Ingredient list: fresh raspberries, of course. This is a little bit of butter that I've melted, unsalted of course, all-purpose flour, sugar, a pinch of salt, eggs. I've got heavy cream, whole milk and heavy cream, some vanilla extract, and you're going to need some lemon zest. And that really is it. This recipe is incredibly easy and simple to make, and once you play around with different flavors, you can make so many different varieties, and it's really a showstopper of a dessert. I mean, you bring it to your table with like a spoonful of creme fraiche or a little whipped cream or a little vanilla ice cream. It's just really fabulous. The reason why I like the raspberries here particularly is because when you bake raspberries for a while, they almost disintegrate a little bit and become a part of the dessert itself, so it's really, really nice. Okay, enough chatter. In this bowl here, technically just a giant measuring cup, I've got my eggs, and I'm going to add my sugar. Now, it is important that you take your time and you whisk everything really well at each stage, because you want absolutely no lumps. You want a very smooth batter all the way. So I'm just gonna whisk everything I'm gonna whisk the eggs and the sugar for about 30 seconds or so, and then we'll keep adding additional ingredients. Excellent. Okay, now I'm going to add my milk and my cream. It's not a lot of flour here too, so don't panic if your batter seems to be really thin. It will be. Shaking my homemade vanilla extract because all the seeds like to collect at the bottom. I like a nice splash of vanilla, along with a little bit of lemon zest. This is optional, but I think it kind of makes everything sing, and it goes with the raspberries really well. So I like to always put a little lemon zest in anything raspberry, strawberry, anything like this, because I just think it makes it come alive. You don't need much of it at all, because again, this is not a lemon dessert. It's just, it just becomes a part of it. All right, this is nice and smooth. Now you're going to add your flour, and again, you're going to whisk this until there are no lumps in sight. Little lump here and there is okay, but you don't want a lumpy batter like a pancake or anything. You want to really take your time and just whisk, whisk, whisk until smooth. Good upper body exercise. Perfect. Whisk in your butter. Lovely. Okay, what I have here is a 10-inch little round dish. You can use a cast iron skillet here if you want to. That'd be great. Make sure you grease it. I just buttered it with a little bit of butter, and it's good to go. You just pour your batter in your dish. Then you take your berries and you kind of just, there's really no rhyme or reason, no particular way I'm doing this. I'm just kind of dunking everything in. And now this is important, this step. You need to let this sit for about 30 minutes. You don't want to bake this right now. You want this to rest for 30 minutes, kind of like a Yorkshire pudding. Mouth is watering. And then after 30 minutes, you're going to bake this in a 400-degree oven for about 30 minutes. Then you'll let it cool slightly, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's there. All right, so my clafouti rested for 30 minutes, then I baked it in a 400-degree oven for 30 minutes. Now, what you need to know, it's been cooling for about 20 minutes. What you need to know is that when it comes out of the oven, it will be around the edges, it'll be really puffed up. I couldn't show you that because it literally deflates as soon as you put it down, it starts to deflate. But expect that to happen. It's beautiful if you bring it right to the dinner table so that everybody can see it, and then you just tell them you have to wait a bit before you eat it. Then that would be great. But you let it rest, you sprinkle it with some powdered sugar. You can serve this with ice cream, you can serve it with a little mascarpone cream, some creme fraiche. Let's see, whipped cream, I mean whatever, but it really doesn't need it because it's fabulous on its own, and I am just gonna go right for it. I can tell that it's still, yes, it's perfect. I'll show you here with my fork. Actually, if you come into this one right here, I'm able to show you better. You can see that it's held somewhat of a custardy consistency. That is what you are after. And it is like a very soft, almost springy, like spongy. It's beyond fabulous. And with the raspberries, you know, raspberries, although even in their peak of their season can be sweet when you cook with them, they actually become a little bit more tart. So it's just the perfect balance of springy and sweet, mouth is salivating, and tart, and just fabulous. And the ingredients are nothing fancy. So it's easy, it's delicious, it's show-stopping every time you bring it to the table when it first comes out of the oven, and you are guaranteed to love it. Go to LauraInTheKitchen.com to get the written recipe. Hope you enjoyed spending time with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye!